Hey, vets. Brian Reese here, founder and CEO of VA Claims Insider. And in this video today, I'm going to be talking about chronic pain. Okay, there was a landmark case back in April, which I'll discuss a little bit with you guys. But you might be sitting there, hearing my voice going, hey, Brian, yeah, I'm a veteran and I have chronic pain related to my service-connected disabilities. And I'd like to know how to file that to see if I'm eligible for benefits and compensation under the law. Okay, so how to file a VA claim for chronic pain. All right, this video is for you if you're thinking about doing that. Again, my name is Brian Reese, Air Force service disabled veteran, founder of VA Claims Insider. You can check out our website and see how we might be able to help you, vaclaimsinsider.com. All right, but I want to take forward here real quick and just share our mission. What the heck do we do and why do we do it? All right. Our mission at VA Claims Insider is we are veterans helping veterans get the VA disability rating and compensation you deserve. All right. A scary statistic for you: 8 out of 10 veterans, 80% of you are underrated right now. So whatever position you're in, whether you're 20%, 50%, 100%, no rating at all, 8 out of 10 of you are underrated. Okay, so everyone on our team, including myself, we're also veterans. We're disabled vets, and we can help you. So if you need some help, reach out through our website, again, at vaclaimsinsider.com. All right, so let's talk about chronic pain. So are you even eligible for chronic pain under the law? So to be eligible, number one, and this is a little bit different than maybe videos of mine you've watched in the past. Normally, the first part of the three-part criteria is you have to have a medical diagnosis of a disability or condition. Okay, so for example, if I wanted to file a claim for post-traumatic stress disorder, I would have to have a diagnosis from a doctor on a medical record of post-traumatic stress disorder. Okay, otherwise I wouldn't be able to file a claim for it. However, as you're soon going to find out here in the landmark groundbreaking precedent-setting case from back in April of 2018, a medical diagnosis of pain is not required, okay? All you have to have is what's called functional impairment or loss related to that pain to another service-connected disability, okay? So I'll step through this. So I know it may sound confusing right now, but by the time we're done, it'll make perfect sense, okay? So number one, you don't need to have a medical diagnosis of pain. However, it's highly recommended, okay, that you call the VA, you see your primary care doctor, and you start complaining about the chronic pain related to your knees or your back or your headaches or your depression, anxiety, your tinnitus, anything in the human body can be connected to something else and be related to chronic pain, okay? So that's number one. Number two, your chronic pain must have been caused or made worse by your active duty military service. Okay, that's what's referred to as the nexus under the law. Okay, that's that link to service connection. So if you ever looked inside e-benefits and you see things that say not service connected, that means that the VA was unable to determine if your current disability was caused or made worse by your active duty military service. Okay, so you have to tie it back to an in-service event or incident, okay, to meet the standard under the law in part two. And then number three, and this is right out of the case, you must have persistent and recurring symptoms of the chronic pain, which causes functional impairment or loss. Okay, and you might be going, what the heck does that mean? Functional impairment simply means pain, limitation of range of motion. Okay, so if you've got a lower back problem and you can no longer bend over, okay, or you can only bend to a flexion of about 5 degrees, that would be considered functional impairment, okay? Loss is some type of economic loss. So for example, if you've got chronic pain due to headaches, and those headaches are related to some neck condition you have that's service connected, you can be eligible for compensation for headaches due to your service-connected neck problems, okay? And then all you would need to show is that, hey, because my headaches are so severe, there are days I can't get out of bed, I have to call in sick, I'm now out of sick leave at work, it's causing economic loss or damage in your life, okay? So that's the third part, okay? So you got to have these three. And I know this is a bit wordy, but I wanted to talk about it because I think it's important that you understand the details of the case, okay? So this is that landmark case that I was telling you about, Saunders versus Wilkie. It was brought about on behalf of a Gulf War veteran. Her name was Miss Saunders. She was in the Army from 87 to 94, and her medical records indicated that she sought treatment for knee pain while in the service. She continued to have that pain after she left the service. However, and this is the big one, she never had a specific diagnosis or identifiable injury in her medical record. So remember, back on the previous slide, number one, I said a medical diagnosis of a condition is not required. It used to be required for chronic pain, but it's not anymore. Okay, she did not have a specific diagnosis. They didn't really know, the doctors didn't know what it was, but she had knee pain and continued to experience pain. Okay, so she filed her claim and she was denied by the VA. She then did what a lot of folks do, is appeal. So she appealed it up to the BVA. And of course, the board remanded it and said, hey, we're going to do an examination, a C&P exam. And the examiner even stated, all right, the C&P examiner stated, hey, that her bilateral knee pain was at least as likely as not to have been caused by her military service. Okay, so what that means, at least as likely as not, on the nexus statement, is there's more than a 50% chance that it was. Okay, and that's a good one. That's the lowest level of a nexus statement that's acceptable under the law, but it's still a good one. And then it went forward, and the board then denied the claim. So this was at the BVA. They denied her claim, saying that the VA can't pay disability benefits for chronic pain because there was no medical diagnosis of a condition. Okay, remember back to that previous slide, right? Normally, you've got to have a medical diagnosis of a disability or condition. She then appealed the denial, okay, to the U.S. Board of Appeals for Veteran Claims, the CAVC, which had denied her appeal based on the 99 decision in Sanchez Benitez versus West. That was the precedent that stated that pain alone is not an eligible disability under the law for VA compensation purposes. She then appealed that decision to the U.S. Court of Appeals of the Federal Circuit. And the Federal Circuit ruled in favor of Saunders, the veteran, okay, reversing years and years and years of precedent, stating that pain is a disability for compensation purposes, so long as it causes functional impairment or economic loss, okay? So to clarify, pain itself cannot be rated. So for example, I can't file a VA claim and say, I have chronic pain. All right, chronic pain with what? There is no rating percentage tied to chronic pain. Okay, so if you file a claim for chronic pain, the VA is not going to say, okay, you have 40% for chronic pain because you have severe pain. That would be a very subjective assessment. However, chronic pain related or due to another service-connected disability that causes functional impairment or economic loss, that is eligible for compensation under the law. Okay, and again, we're going to continue to step through this. So why the heck should you care? Well, that Federal Circuit's decision means that if you as the veteran have pain related to your service, but you don't have a specific diagnosis of a disease, condition, disability, you can still receive VA benefits, okay? And I know this, being a fellow vet, I suffer from chronic pain. I'm sure you suffer from chronic pain related to your service. Hey, I worked on a flight line. I deployed all the time. We didn't wear proper protection. Hey, I've got headaches now due to my tinnitus, et cetera, et cetera. But perhaps you don't have an actual diagnosis of a condition, but you're thinking, hey, I may be eligible for compensation and benefits under the law, okay? So, can I be rated for pain? I touched on this briefly. The short answer is no. You can't be rated for the pain, but you can be rated to other conditions that are eligible for compensation under the law if it's due to your chronic pain. Okay, so the VA is going to assign the rating, again, based on that functional impairment. Okay, functional loss or impairment, by the way, is the inability to perform working movements of the body with normal strength, speed, coordination, and endurance. For anything orthopedic, so muscular skeletal system related, knees, joints, back, feet, VA ratings, of course, come down to pain and limitation of range of motion. Okay, so when you go to those C&P exams and the doctor says, I want you to bend over and touch your toes, or I want you to pull your knee up to your chest, all right? They're testing for limitation of range of motion in the joint, because ultimately that's the limitation there ties to the rating under the law, okay? But then with Saunders, with that case back from April 2018, it's become clear that a veteran doesn't need to show that your condition actually causes a loss of movement in the joint. You can still get benefits from functional loss, okay, due to headaches, due to limitations of resulting pain, etc. But again, remember, you have to show functional impairment and or some kind of economic loss that results from the pain. All right, so you might still be sitting there a little bit confused going, Brian, I don't quite understand. Please clarify. All right, so here are 4 examples that I cooked up for you guys. These are real examples, by the way, of ones that we've done at VA Claims Insider. Example number 1, perhaps you get headaches from a service-connected neck disability, okay? You would be eligible for headaches due to chronic pain from your neck. So for example, inside of your benefits account, you can file a secondary claim for migraine headaches, which has been caused or made worse by your current service-connected neck, which is causing chronic pain. Okay, so you might be rated 30% for headaches, you might be rated 50% for headaches, just depends on how severe it is. Okay, so that's example 1. Example 2, perhaps you've got a back condition, and perhaps maybe you've got major insomnia, trouble sleeping, standing, lifting, walking, significant impacts to your life. You can file for functional impairment, okay, of a secondary disability, insomnia, whatever, related to your service-connected back condition. Okay, that's example 2. Example 3, a veteran with service-connected tinnitus should and could be eligible for compensation for depression and anxiety resulting from the tinnitus, the ringing in the ears. Okay, now in that example, that would be a secondary mental health claim, which we call a lifestyle impact claim. So what that means is your service-connected tinnitus, that ringing in your ears, has caused you to become depressed and anxious. Perhaps you're not sleeping as well. You've got a little depression, you've got some anxiety, some anger issues due to that tinnitus. So you could file a secondary claim for chronic pain syndrome with depression and anxiety related to your current service-connected tinnitus. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. And then example 4, perhaps you've got a service-connected knee condition, okay, and your knees have caused you to have foot problems. Example, plantar fasciitis, which is severe heel pain, okay? And that severe heel pain is causing you to have chronic pain in your life. So again, you could file a claim for plantar fasciitis, chronic pain due to your service-connected knee condition, and as long as there's functional impairment or economic loss, you will be eligible for service-connected disability compensation and benefits under the law, okay? So hopefully that was helpful for you guys. So what the heck do you got to have for evidence? You remember back to that first slide or second slide, we talked about the 3 requirements. And I told you that a medical diagnosis is not required. That's correct, but it is recommended. Okay, the more medical evidence you can supply, the better. So pick up the phone, call the VA, go see your primary care doctor and tell them about your chronic pain. Okay, second part there, you've got to have and be able to link it to you link your chronic pain to some kind of in-service event or stressor, again, which is going to help you prove service connection, okay? You got to have medical evidence of the symptoms, highly, highly, highly recommended. You may need a medical nexus letter from a doctor. If you need help with that, let me know. We've got medical doctors who work as subcontractors. So for example, you may want to get something that says, in my medical opinion, it's more likely than not that veteran Smith's migraine headaches are due to his current service-connected tinnitus, all right, that ringing in the ears. That's going to help you prove a secondary service connection. Also, you need to write a statement in support of a claim on the VA Form 21, SO138. Highly recommend that you do that, okay? And also a buddy letter, okay? So it's highly recommended that somebody who served with you while on active duty or a spouse, okay, does that for you. Again, that statement in support of a claim, by the way, is VA Form 21-4138, statement in support of a claim. You can Google that right now. It'll come right up in PDF format. But that buddy letter, again, it's anyone who's 18 years of age or older who can shed some light on your condition as a first-hand witness. Okay, first-hand witness testimony is taken very seriously by VA raters. And so someone who served with you, deployed with you, was in your unit, saw and worked with you daily, maybe somebody that you were married to at the time, have them write a statement in support of whatever it is you're claiming on your behalf, in this case, chronic pain. Okay, so chronic pain is secondary claims. A veteran's chronic pain is considered to have been caused or made worse by a current service-connected disability. So in a bunch of those examples I gave, that's what I was talking about. Hey, headaches due to neck pain, depression and anxiety due to tinnitus, foot problems due to current service-connected knee problems, okay? So chronic pain, based on that landmark ruling, can be linked to any service-connected disability so long as it causes functional impairment, remember, limitation of range of motion and pain, or loss. Typically, loss means economic loss, meaning you've been absent from work. Maybe you can't work anymore because of your chronic pain. All right, so be thinking about those things. And again, that pain that we just talked about must cause functional impairment or loss. You can't just file a subjective claim for chronic pain. It's not going to work. If you open up a claim and say, hey, VA, I have chronic pain, they're going to deny it because that's considered subjective and it's not tied to a rateable disability under the law. Remember, chronic pain cannot be rated by itself, okay? I can't be rated 20% for chronic pain. It has to cause some other condition that is rateable under the law, like headaches, foot problems, back problems, joint problems, depression, anxiety, okay? Does that make sense to you guys? Hopefully that it does. Okay, so and then, by the way, if you file this claim for chronic pain, highly, highly likely you're gonna get a compensation and pension exam, a C&P exam. And you remember, in anything orthopedic or musculoskeletal, comes down to pain level and limitation of range of motion. If it's a mental health claim, it's going to come down to occupational and social impairment, okay? So what the heck should you do now? You're thinking there, you're hearing my voice, you're going, Brian, I think I have a claim for chronic pain. Here's what I think you should do. I think you need to call your VA doctor, primary care, and you need to complain about the chronic pain related to your knees, your back, your hips, your shoulder, your whatever, tinnitus, okay? The more medical evidence you can get, the better. Okay, you'll likely need a medical nexus letter from a doctor stating at least as likely as not. That's the bare minimum standard. What's better is more likely than not, okay, due to your service. Again, you need to write a statement in support of a claim and get a buddy letter. First-hand witness is going to say something like, you know what? I witnessed veteran Reese. I was there during the PT session when he injured his knee. He now has chronic pain in his hip due to the knee injury that occurred in service. How do I know this? Because I was there. I'm a first-hand witness. I served with him, okay? And as always, if you need any help, gang, by the way, that's what we do at VA Claims Insider, veterans helping veterans get the VA disability rating and compensation you deserve. We come at it from the medical evidence standpoint. Okay, bottom line, bar none, number one reason why VA disability claims get denied is due to a lack of medical evidence. And that's what we do. We have a full medical staff who's ready and available to assist. They're also service-disabled veterans as medical doctors, so they get it. They understand why you might be asking them for a medical nexus letter or a DBQ, a disability benefit questionnaire. So if you need some help, if you're hearing my voice, you're going, yeah, you know what, I probably need a DBQ for headaches and a nexus letter for the chronic pain related to XYZ, we'll help you. We'll help Service Connect that chronic pain claim for you. Complete our 3-step intake there. It's free to get started. Just go to vaclaimsinsiderelite.com. Again, I got the link right there. It's free to start. 3-step intake, vaclaimsinsiderelite.com. Okay? And thank you all for your service. God bless you and your family. Again, Brian Reese here, Air Force disabled vet, founder and CEO of VA Claims Insider. Thank you guys for watching this video. Please like it, share it, comment. If I can help you in any way, please just let me know, okay?